The Chess World Cup is underway. In this video, I'm going to focus on the game between Etienne Bacrot versus Ravi Haria. On the previous day, Etienne Bacrot won. That means today, Ravi Haria, 22-year-old IM, 2440 from England, has to win against 38-year-old French number 2, 2678 GM. Bacrot is the favourite to get at least a draw in this match because he has the white pieces. Expect the unexpected. Bacrot has white, Haria has black. e4, e6, we have the French defence, d4, d5, and perhaps the first surprise, and is already move free. How do we take on the French? We can play the advanced variation, which is e5. We can play knight c3, or we could play knight d2, the Tarashk variation. These are the main lines. But in this position, e takes d5 was played. This is known as the exchange variation. I have an idea why Bacrot went for this structure. It's not because he's playing for a draw, but because this pawn structure is very similar to that of the Petrov. So I'm going to go back to the start, e4, e5. If knight f3, knight f6, we have the Petrov. And after knight e5, d6, knight f3, knight e4. And if d4, d5. So this pawn structure, if we look at this compared to this, it's basically the same, except the knights are not out yet. But the big difference is black can now create an imbalance, which is exactly what he needs. Knight f3, bishop d6, bishop d3, and no, not knight f6, knight e7. With this move, we already have the first imbalance. Ravi is breaking the symmetry. I feel this move is vital. With knight e7, you give yourself the option to play bishop f5 later to trade off that bishop. But also, as we're going to see coming up, after castle, knight c6, the knights defend each other. Black is not moving his c-pawn, putting pressure in the center straight away. And after c3, after knight c3 I mean, bishop g4. So one option is white can actually play c3. But knight c3, the idea from Etienne is he wants to go knight b5 and grab the bishop pair. And the funny thing is, Ravi actually allowed that. He played bishop g4. One option was just to play a6 to stop knight b5, but he went with bishop g4. By the way, this is a classical game. Both sides start with 1 hour and a half on the clock plus 30 seconds each. Bishop g4 played. The point of this is you give yourself the chance to castle queenside. Queen d7, castle f6. Etienne now goes knight b5. He goes for the bishop pair. f6 to control e5, but also later to go g5, perhaps. Remember, black has to win this game or else Ravi is out of the World Cup. c3 and queen d7. This is a huge move. This is a very interesting moment because when I saw this position, I was thinking, why not a6? Just kicking the knight away. So he's got to take. It's because white's attack is too fast. After b4, black really should castle this way. But if he goes this way, he's almost lost after a4 because white's attack is so fast. It's all because of this pawn. This is a target for white. This is known as a hook. So if we played on a few more moves, if g5, we have rook e1, let's say, and b5, bishop a3 is just too dangerous. So if you are careless with h5, b5 is already winning for white because this. And you're going to take the knight. If the knight moves away, it doesn't matter, bishop a3. I'm sure Ravi wanted to castle queenside to create another imbalance because white's castle kingside, but he couldn't do that. c3, queen d7. b4, and if castle, well, we still get a4. White's attack is very fast. So a huge decision. And maybe this is the decision he didn't want to make. He castled. White now took the bishop, take, a4. Planning to go bishop a3, just like mentioned before. Rook e8, bishop a3. So b5 is now winning a piece. So queen out the way, h3, bishop f5, offering a trade. White's bishop is actually very dangerous. Now, black has to win this game, so every trade is getting closer to a draw, but white's piece on d3. White's bishop is very active, so let's go for that trade. Bishop f5, and normally in the French, you want to get rid of this bishop anyway. The bad French bishop. Rook e1. Take. Oh, say that again. Oops. Let's pretend that didn't happen. h3, bishop f5, rook e1. Trade happens, take, and now knight g6. knight to f4 to attack the queen. And also, if this knight gets to c4, then black has a great position. This is an outpost for the knight. b5, a very committal move, but after knight a5, the plan is for Etienne to go knight d2 to stop black's knight coming into c4. Knight f4, you attack the queen, queen f3, attack the knight, and now g5. We have an imbalance. It is move 19. 30 minutes for black, 53 minutes for white. Bishop b4. Now things are coming off. Bishop b4, you attack the knight. The knight has to go into c4. Only good move. Take, take. After take, it looks like white's won a pawn. Remember, white only needs a draw. But the problem with this move is now black plays a fantastic move here. Can you see it? You can pause the video now or just let the timer run. What did black play now? Even though black is down a pawn, he chooses to exchange queens because he gets into an endgame where his knight is better than white's bishop. Queen d5, you threaten mate on g2 and you offer a queen trade. You have to swap queens, take, take. 24 minutes versus 48. Black is down a pawn but has a better minor piece, which is vital. King f1, king f7, rooks come off, rook e1, offering a rook trade. No, got to keep pair of rooks on. Remember, black has to win or else Ravi is out of the World Cup. Rook b1 played. Another option was actually bishop c5 to activate this piece because the bishop isn't really doing anything. White attacks this pawn, black attacks the pawn on c3, so take a move out, go rook a8. And if white plays a passive move like rook c1 and a6, and black is actually the one taking over, take, take, and you cannot defend both weaknesses. Rook b1 played, rook e8, get the e file, g3, h5, rook e1, offer a trade, no trade once again. Rook e4. Now we saw the pawn break on the previous move with a6, but in the game c6 was played. Ravi decides to get rid of his doubled c pawn, breaking up the structure. Take, rook c8, he's going to pick it up. h4, a very, very committal move. In his position, 9 minutes for black, 20 minutes for white, but after h4, white has just spent 13 minutes on this move, meaning black now has 9 minutes and white has 7. The players are now equal on time. After h4, it looks like Etienne wants to clarify the situation here. Now with h4, g4 is played, and f5, f4 can be a way for black to make progress. Rook e2, rook back. One way for white to continue is actually f3, and after take, king f2. Then come and take on f3, he's going to get his pawn back, and his king is actually in the game. So that was one option. But after g4, rook e2 chosen. Take. The cool thing is there is no entry square for the rook. a5, a6, rook b2, and rook c7. Coming back. Bishop d6, rook d7, attack the bishop, bishop goes back, and now knight takes c3. Rook c2 is actually a blunder because of black's next move. Black now played the move that sent him on his way to winning this game. Knight e4, I bet Etienne missed this move. You cannot play rook takes c4 because knight takes d2 check and you lose your rook. The tables are turning in Ravi's favour. Here, one option, and it doesn't look right. You could play rook b6. Because after knight e4, I mean, it's just so scary. But white is in time, but you can go rook c6. And if you push, you go bishop b4. No, not bishop b4, bishop b6. Your rook is active, your bishop is active. So a nice active defense. But after rook c2, I'm pretty sure Etienne missed knight e4. And now, black is winning. King e2, c3. White cannot go king d3 because knight c5 check wins the bishop. King e3, f5. Black is taking over. It is now move 40. White has 1 minute. Black has 54 seconds. Now they both get 30 minutes on the clock. Black is winning. Rook c1, rook b7. Planning to come in to b2, so he stops it with bishop b6, but the king now comes in. King d3, king d5. The king has gone from g8 to d5. King c2. Black is totally winning. He's got total control. Knight on e4 defends your asset on c3. And this rook can actually come in the game in a couple of moves. And after king c2, f4, Etienne resigned. What a turnaround. So what happens now? Black is going to find a way in on the f-file, and white cannot get his rook into the game. If we take rook f7, there's no actual way to defend it because the rook still guards c7. Rook e1, rook f4. Now after rook e2, you can just go rook f2. Another cool way is rook f3. You can go after this pawn. You can even come round the back. But if we play it very clean, rook takes f2, game over, take. That's coming home. King takes c3, g3, bishop there, g2, and we get a queen. Black will be a knight up, completely winning. No one expected Ravi Haria, I am from England, to beat a GM with the black pieces. In the classical portion, it is 1-1. Tomorrow, it will be rapid. Then blitz, then Armageddon. Let's see what happens. By the way, here's YouTube's suggestion for what to watch next. But if you don't like that option, you might like this one. How did Ravi Haria cause an upset on day 1 against a 2608 Russian GM? By the way, here's another video. How did he actually end up beating this Russian GM in the playoffs? Thanks for watching.